Welcome to the final video of our 3-part series going over every map in the game, including Split and Pearl just added to the rotation. By the end, you'll have a full understanding of smoke placements, sight hits, defensive holds, and more on all 3 of these maps. Let's get into it.
Alright, so Pearl, similar to most maps, you're really not fucking with mid much. You like pretty much give up all of this. Like, that's how much you're not fucking with mid. Meaning, this is pretty much where you're playing. So usually your kind of general setup is going to be a guy here, one guy A, and then 2B. And the reason being is you kind of want to hold down B because this is just post-plant central, and you can plant spike all the way up into this corner. So B, you can let them plant. A is less of a scary bomb for them to plant in general. So that's kind of why you have 2 people that are holding this birth canal area down, and you have 2 people B. This guy usually is either playing retake or like playing for 1 and then trying to get out. Let's talk about B. So the ways that I'm typically playing, somebody behind this box, somebody baiting. Doesn't matter where it is, but somebody should be taking a fight here before they get to him. Someone sitting in this corner and someone like jump spotting here maybe at the beginning of the round and then taking another angle here. They're probably going to expect this to be the back U-Haul player. There is a smoke that you can do. This is a valid smoke. Mid is super weird. A lot of people like to fight these types of gunfights. This shit sucks. Don't do this as a defender unless you have escapability. This is a really, really bad fight. This is also pretty ass to fight. It's okay. You'll see a lot of jets come out here with dash or like arena, and it's actually okay because this peak is so bad. A lot of times it gets rewarded because people are not very ready for it. They're just kind of like running forward. This A player, good luck. You're fucked. I mean, yeah. Okay, that's defense on Pearl. Offense on Pearl. A lot of times what people do is they cage this cross, and at a high level, usually Fade is going to dog this. You're going to smoke usually either here and here. There's also a smoke here. If you put this smoke heaven, it actually one-way CT. Very valid way to play B is the classic B split, where you just smoke here in heaven, and then you send 4 through middle and 1 B main. Like I kind of talked about, it's really hard for the defenders to fight anything in here, and so you can usually use the strategy of just work mid and wait for dumbasses to peek here, to peek here, to peek here. The best way to take A is by an A split. You want to send 3 people middle, you want to send 2 people main. Your smokes are here and here. You split. Honestly, pretty self-explanatory. An A hit, these are your smokes. The reason that these are your smokes, this is your most dangerous angle because it's a cross angle. Scaling sight sideways is weird. It allows for timings back here. Very weird. Bad. So split 101. Let's start with defense. So defense on this map is generally very easy if the enemies are just running out of mains. You are able to funnel the enemies super easily in general. So leave like the worst defender on B in the case that you have this duo, because this duo is so strong. Your smokes are going to be something like this. Mid is harder, so you don't generally hard fight for this space. From here is kind of space that you can hard fight for. You can still give this up. Usually you kind of want to layer. This is going to be your typical mid smoke, and you can also smoke in heaven, something like that as well. That's definitely viable. You can also wall this, which is definitely valid, because if this wall is up, both of you can just look at B main. With how good these util combos are, for you both to be looking here and the B player crossfiring and not have to look at mid, as well as your A player can be pushed up to something like this. You do not need somebody in ropes. They can just run through this, and you're just dead. Now on to A. So this smoke and this crossfire is super strong. This would kind of be your other default A smoke. The enemies generally should be throwing smokes here and here. Let's say your teammate's on site. As soon as he shoots his gun, anybody that's out of this site, their attention is generally going to be this way. And for that reason, you should, in theory, have a pretty free swing out here to help your teammate. That is defense on split. Let's go over offense. Offense is, like we mentioned, a lot harder. The way that you're going to play offense almost always is going to be a 1-3-1. If the defenders are allowing you to run it down and get out sight, you should 100% run it down and get out sight. If the defenders are using their util correctly, you pretty much have to work the map slowly, and you have to take advantage of the fact that once you push these players back and you generally have control of all of this, you have the quickest rotations in almost any map in Valorant, period. You're probably 15 steps from either site. So this is what you need to leverage as an attacker if the enemies are not allowing you to run out sites. Haven is similar to Lotus in the fact that it is a 3-site map, obviously, and 3-site maps feel really bad on defense when you're not where the enemies go. Defense, I'm gonna start. Omen is so fucking good for his retake potential. This flash is genuinely fucking criminal. Specifically A. There are essentially 3 places for you to play on site. Here, hell, site. Can anyone show me why this flash is broken? And then C, it's not quite as broken, but still insanely strong, right? Because you have here, here. Here are like your main 3, but this might be a place that somebody is too. Your other smokes are pretty simple. Here and here. If they're splitting garage to C, you could throw something like this. My favorite smokes, however, are here and here. Super hard to attack. And the reason this is so strong is because normally as a person back here, you would either have to hold kind of both of these, right? This gives this C player a really strong smoke to play inside. Anyone that walks into the smoke, you should kill 100%. So your chances of getting one and then maybe going back, gunning this guy, now you still have this smoke up. You can go like over here plat. You have a guy in this corner, a guy on site. I mean, dude, the amount of finesse ability that something like this smoke can give you, and it's the same thing over here. It is kind of hard to hold on this map, so we'll start with A. The way that you play A correctly is by doubling one of these 3 zones. There's a lot of good stuff that you can do here. My duo and I do this a lot where someone will come shimmy into one of these corners and the other one will bait for them. You can also have somebody in this corner kind of doing that same exact thing. You can also have somebody sitting up on this box and somebody bait for them. I've definitely done this before too. Someone's been up on this box. I basically purposely trap myself in this corner and then he just like chows them when they're here. And as soon as he shoots his gun, that's when I re-swing and we just like kill all 3 pretty much instantly. Regardless, these are the things that you want to do. It could be the same thing with corners on site, right? Somebody baiting, someone jump spotting, making noise, somebody in the corner. Somebody jump spotting, making noise, somebody in the corner. B is super simple. You have an off angle here, you have an off angle here. Back sight is super strong. Generally, you just kind of watch crosses in and out of B, and that's how you play B. A really, really solid way on defense to hold this mid window swing, if you want to punish it, is by doing an up down. And so what an up down is basically 2 people at the same angle, but one's elevated and one's not. Garage, you don't really have to fight super heavy for garage, to be honest. A smoke here is super valid, funnels them through this tiny little corridor again. C, so we kind of actually talked about the majority of fucking C already. This smoke is damn near everything. Okay, attack. If you guys can run down A, we've kind of talked about it. You should just continue to go A until it stops working. This is your easy way to win the map. Usually, the way that you want to do this, we can get a little bit more specific. 3 people short and 2 people long. And you also typically want to send your initiator any sort of info character to try and clear some of these corners before you go up. Smokes for A, here and here. B, super easy. I don't really have much else for B other than smoke here and throw some util in there and have fun and good luck. Garage is shotgun heaven, so be very, very careful. Pretty easy to take garage typically with like a flash around this corner. This smoke is just the important part. C is typically, like we talked about, the sentinel site. The smokes that you want to throw are here and here. Omen blind is super strong to take this site. This pretty much just like takes out half of the site. A high Sova dart, something like this.